You know, the difference between a $1 billion lesson and a $10 lesson isn't in the idea, it's in how you scale it. You're about to learn from 15 leaders of the industries that are changing the way we live, and you'll see that they didn't just stumble into success. No, they earned early lessons that set them apart from even their toughest competitors. No matter what you're working on or how big or small your goals are, these lessons can fast-track your success. Here are 15 lessons from CEOs leading the industries of the future. Number 1, share your innovation and others will amplify it before they replicate it. Now, you know how people often say that you shouldn't tell anyone about your ideas and plans for the future because they might steal it or something? That's how billion-dollar leaders operated. They guarded their work like a dragon hoarding a treasure. They believed the only way to keep their skin in the game was to hide their playing strategy, but not Sam Altman. He's the CEO of OpenAI, the company that made artificial intelligence accessible to the masses. He knew his company was working on the most groundbreaking innovation of the 21st century, something that would revolutionize the way we work, live, and think. And he believed that when you give others the chance to build on your innovation instead of pushing you out, they will amplify you. They'll create systems based on your model, and as more people use those systems that they've created, the more reliable their network will be on you. Think of all the other programs and technologies that now exist because of OpenAI and how many people rely on that technology. That's all because of OpenAI. If you've worked hard enough on your idea and if you truly believe in it, then nobody can take your first mover advantage away from you. No, they can copy you all they want, but they'll never hit the same way. Now, our next lesson is from Alux.com, the founder of In Silico Medicine, a company that's doing something nobody else has dared to do: merge drug discovery with AI. Lesson number 2 is that breakthroughs happen where industries collide. Developing a new drug takes about 15 years. It costs an average of $890 million to bring it to market, and 90% of potential new drugs fail during clinical trials. But if there was a way to reduce the cost, time, and failure rate, it would absolutely change the way we get medicine. Clearly, the traditional way was never going to be able to do this, but when you're working with medicine and people's lives, well, how could you fast-track testing without putting everyone at risk? That's the question computer scientist Alux.com had, and his background in physics, mathematics, biotechnology, and computer science helped him to spot connections that other people missed. He realized the slow, expensive process of drug discovery wasn't just a scientific challenge, it was a problem that could be solved by technology. AI and drug discovery weren't colliding before, so he did it. He created a way to use AI to predict how potential drugs would interact with human cells. Most people stay in their comfort zones and build on what they already know, but the time for mastering just one field is over. If you want to be successful, then you have to look at how worlds can collide. How can they smash into each other and produce something that nobody has done before? Ask yourself, what happens when I mix what I know with what others haven't even thought to merge with yet? Lesson number 3, don't just replicate success, expand on it. Now, when most people hear blockchain, they think of Bitcoin, right? The original cryptocurrency that sparked a digital gold rush. But while the world was obsessed with riding Bitcoin's wave, only one 19-year-old named Vitalik Buterin was thinking about what was missing. He realized something no one else saw. Bitcoin was revolutionary, sure, but it was limited. It was great for transferring money, but what about transferring ownership, agreements, entire systems of trust? So, Vitalik created Ethereum, a platform that didn't just follow Bitcoin's lead, but expanded on what blockchain could do. So, Ethereum introduced smart contracts, self-executing agreements written directly into the blockchain. Now, blockchain wasn't just a way to move money, it was a foundation for everything from decentralized finance to NFTs, gaming, even real estate. But Vitalik didn't stop at replicating success. He built on it, asking, What else can this technology do? How can I take what already works and push it further? Well, that's the lesson here. If you only copy what works, you're always going to be playing catch-up. The real opportunity lies in expansion. Number 4, solve a problem behind the problem. In almost every country in the world, the hiring system in healthcare is a mess, which is pretty concerning considering they're literally the people saving lives. Thousands of positions stay empty and nurses are burning out faster than new ones can be trained up. Dr. Iman Abovitz, a trained physician who saw the chaos, decided to dig deeper and find the real issue, which, by the way, wasn't a lack of nurses. It was a terrible, broken hiring process. So in 2017, she co-founded Incredible Health, a platform that uses AI to connect nurses with hospitals quickly and more efficiently. It's kind of like a matchmaking service, but instead of bad dates, it's getting nurses into jobs where they can save lives. Today, Incredible Health helps over 1 million nurses and works with 1,500 hospitals across the U.S. The company's worth over $1 billion because Dr. Abovitz didn't just patch the system, she completely reinvented it. If you want to create real change, you have to go deeper. Don't just fix the surface problem. Figure out what's really causing it and solve that instead, because that is where the real impact will happen. Number 5, set the rules before they're set for you. Every time new technology comes around, there's a moment when nobody really knows what the rules are. It's completely uncharted territory. And whoever defines those rules gets to shape the future. Amplify, who's an AI policy expert, understood this better than most. She's the director of global policy and programs at the AI Now Institute, and she's focused on how artificial intelligence affects art and creativity. AI is entering spaces we thought were exclusively human, writing, painting, composing music, and it's raising huge questions. So instead of waiting for someone else to figure it out, Amba stepped in to shape the conversation. People like Amplify set the tone for early innovation in art. They shaped the narrative of collaboration and partnership from the start, and you should too. If you wait for somebody else to define the rules, well, you have to play by their rules, not yours. Number 6, you have to fix the foundation before you start building higher. Now, Charles Hoskinson was one of the co-founders of Ethereum, and as the platform grew, he noticed some big issues, namely scalability, energy efficiency, and long-term sustainability. Now, Ethereum was incredible, but it wasn't built to handle the demands of the future. So instead of patching up a system that he knew couldn't scale, Charles stepped away and built something entirely new: Cardano. Now, Cardano created a system that reduced energy consumption compared to Ethereum and Bitcoin. It also focused on scalability and security to make sure that as blockchain technology expanded, it could handle the load. You can only build higher if the foundation is solid, right? In business, technology, or even in life, sometimes you need to stop, step back, and work on the cracks before you can start to grow. Charles rebuilt the foundation from the ground up to create something that could support not just what blockchain is today, but what it will become tomorrow. Your foundation has to be strong enough to support your next big thing. Number 7. Technology should solve real-world problems first. Quantum computing sounds like something straight out of science fiction, some kind of mysterious technology with the potential to solve problems that we can't even imagine yet. But Enrique Lizaso, the CEO of Multiverse Computing, knew that to have a real impact, technology first needs to fix the real, immediate needs of today. Instead of keeping quantum computing locked up in a lab, Enrique brought it to the real world. His company uses quantum algorithms to tackle problems in industries like finance, manufacturing, and logistics. Enrique understood that no matter how revolutionary technology might seem, its value lies in how well it solves real-world challenges. If your innovation doesn't make somebody's life easier, faster, or better right now, it's not going to take off. Great ideas become game changers when they move from theory to application. Number 8. Bold ambitions without execution are just a fantasy. Look, it's easy to dream big, right? It's a lot harder to make those dreams actually happen. Gwen Shotwell, the president and COO of SpaceX, is the master of executing on the biggest ideas. She's the one who took a crazy concept like SpaceX's reusable rocket program and actually turned it into a system that could reduce the cost of traveling to space. She helped to figure out how to design rockets that could survive multiple launches, get their boosters back from space with perfect landings, and refurbish them to make the whole process cost-effective. Bold ideas are inspiring, sure, but making them work is what really separates dreamers from leaders. It's not enough to dream big, you have to know how to execute. Number 9. Solve problems that humans don't want to solve themselves. Now, the best ideas don't just innovate, they solve the problems that people don't want to deal with. Peggy Johnson, the CEO of Agility Robotics, built her company around this idea. So here's the thing, nobody wants to spend their days lifting heavy boxes or walking the same warehouse aisles over and over again. So Peggy saw an opportunity here, not to replace humans, but to make their work lives better by taking on the jobs that nobody wanted to do. She leads the creation of humanoid robots that can do all of the boring real-world things that humans have to do, but hate to do. She created robots that can carry packages, move things around, and walk through spaces built for humans. And she knew that industries like logistics and manufacturing were the perfect fit for her technology company. These industries needed the help as soon as possible, so the difference the robots made would be felt right away. You don't have to completely change the game in order to create something meaningful here. You can do it by working on what's already been done. Look for things that people avoid, the boring, the repetitive, or the painful, and find a way to solve that problem. That is where your biggest impact lies. And on a similar note, number 10, create tools that make humans better, not redundant. Andrew Ng is the founder of DeepLearning.ai and Coursera, and he's always understood that technology isn't about outshining people, it's about empowering them. He took artificial intelligence and brought it into healthcare in a way that made an immediate difference. Doctors have mountains of medical data, and it's impossible to process all of it quickly. Andrew's AI tools helped him to find patterns faster, and that allowed him to spot diseases at stages where they can still be treated. It didn't replace their expertise, it made their work more effective and precise. To really make an impact, we should be focusing on the people using the tools. These AI systems weren't designed to sit in labs. They were created to be practical, scalable, and accessible. We don't always have to chase complexity to be innovative. We can do it by making something simple and effective that could scale to where people need it the most. If you want to make an impact, stop trying to reinvent everything. Think about how you can give people the tools to be better at what they're already doing. That will create some real change. Number 11. Don't just react to current challenges, anticipate future ones. Reacting to threats isn't enough, okay? You need to anticipate them. This is especially important because cyber attacks are becoming more sophisticated every day. By the time you respond to one, another is already in motion. So Ashwin Ram, one of the world's best cybersecurity experts, knew that he couldn't just look at what hackers are doing now. He also had to focus on what they'll do next. So he developed AI-driven systems that predict and prevent upcoming threats before they become an issue. You have the ability not just to fight fires, but to actually stop them from starting. Patching holes in your vision only works up to a point. Whatever you do, you'll need systems that evolve, adapt, and grow as threats change. The most impactful work comes from solving the issues that are just around the corner. You stay ahead by looking ahead. Number 12. Practicality brings hype and reality. Now, Rony Abovitz, the founder of Magic Leap, had a bold vision to create augmented reality technology that felt magical. But here's the thing, okay? Big ideas can create excitement, but they only work when they are practical, right? Magic Leap initially struggled with over-promising and under-delivering. Investors were excited, but consumers didn't see the value in AR glasses that cost too much and offered too little. So Rony shifted focus, creating partnerships with industries like healthcare and manufacturing where AR could make a real difference, such as helping surgeons practice complex procedures or visualizing engineering designs. The lesson here is clear, okay? Hype gets attention, but practicality drives adoption. If you want people to embrace your ideas, you need to work in ways that make their lives easier or better. Don't get lost in the excitement of a big idea. Think about how to bring it into the real world in a way that is useful, accessible, and scalable. Number 13. Start small and solve big problems. Saul Khan didn't set out to create a global education platform. He started small, tutoring his cousin in math over video calls. But as more people asked for help, Sal realized the scale of the problem. Millions of people lacked access to quality education. So instead of sticking to one-on-one lessons, he started recording his tutorials and putting them online. That simple idea grew into Khan Academy, a platform that now provides education to students worldwide, from basic arithmetic to advanced sciences. Now we gotta jump in here and toot our own horn a bit too, because this is exactly our vision with the Alux app. We want to educate millions of people around the world in building wealth, mental and physical health, future industries, motivation, and world events. We want to give everyone a chance to access a wealth of information that for such a long time was reserved only for people who could afford to go to college. We focused on one problem: education, and the goal is to scale, because there's a massive need and the Alux app addresses it. And it all started with a blog. A small idea: just write a few useful educational articles per week that will help people, and then keep on building. And if you want to see what we've done with that, stay tuned until the end, because we've got a little gift for you. Start small, but focus on solving a problem that matters. After all, the biggest solutions have come from humble beginnings. Number 14. Focus on trust first, innovation second. Now, Cristiano Amon is the CEO of Qualcomm, the company that powers the technology behind our smartphones and wireless networks. But Cristiano had a bigger vision. You see, he understood that in financial technology, trust is the foundation of everything. So he pushed Qualcomm's boundaries to fintech. He didn't start off with flashy features, he started with reliability. He knew that before people could embrace new financial technology, they needed to trust it. When you first focus on security and accuracy, you build a system that people can rely on, and that makes them loyal to you even when it might be risky to them. Trust opened the door to innovation. Once people felt secure, Qualcomm's AI could deliver next-level solutions in finance, proving that trust isn't just a foundation, it's a springboard. And our 15th and final lesson today is a question. One that our next pioneer used to infiltrate multiple industries. Number 15, where else can you go next? Now, you might know about games like Fortnite or Infinity Blade, but do you know who's behind those games? Well, that would be Kim Libreri, the CTO of Epic Games, the company that creates the most realistic world-building digital environments. And Kim knew that innovation doesn't end with creation. If their technology worked in gaming, it could work in other places where people could get immersed into the world. So he expanded into film, architecture, and virtual production. That is how we get such vivid, detailed visuals in shows like Westworld and The Mandalorian. That's how they worked on live-action movies like Mufasa. Kim pushed the company beyond its original purpose. And you can too, with yourself, the company you create, or the products and tools that you build. Just because it fits into one box doesn't mean you can't expand your reach once you've dominated your niche. You can make an impact far beyond where you are now, or even where you originally wanted to be, but you've got to ask yourself, where can I go next? And that's all we got for you today, my friend, but here's that gift we promised you. Scan the QR code on screen and you'll get 25% off the Alux app. This is your chance to not only join the people leading the industries of the future, but also to learn from them. We'll be back here tomorrow, Aluxer. Until then, join the conversation in the comments section. We'll be right there with you. Talk to you tomorrow.